Good morning, students. How are you all? Hope you are doing well. First of all, let me introduce myself. I'm Rajesh, a staff of Montessori Group of Schools, Telangana. As you know well, right now the complete world is under big crisis and a pandemic. At the same time, we are not ready to come out of the house. At the same time, we have to think about our studies. At present situation, the best and alternate method is conducting of online classes for the students. As you know well, our Telangana government has declared for conducting of online class for the students. And you know that we already started the regular and full-fledged online classes for students from September 1st. So I'm here to explain the lesson which is based on our FA1 syllabus. Remember, you can't get in details of this lesson in this video. I can't give the brief explanation about this lesson in this video. This video is only the substitution for you. In order to get a detailed explanation about this lesson, you have to be attend the online classes. So here, I would like to explain the lesson which is related to our FA1 syllabus. That is acid, bases and salts. Acid, bases and salts. So before going to discuss about this lesson here, I would like to share a few points regarding how to learn the physical science subject. Generally, whenever if you are going to learn this lesson, physical science, you have to be observe the things and the changes, what is happening around us. We have to observe. For example, if you see, whenever our mother will going to do the cooking, she used to add salt in order to enhance the taste of the food. What is the name of that salt? Sodium chloride. And you know, every day used to drink coffee. What is the nature of the coffee, whether it is basic solution or acidic solution? And every day we used to brush our teeth in early morning and after eating of meals. So what is the nature of the toothpaste, either basic or acidic? At the same time, you may drink banana juice. What is the nature of the banana juice? So like that, not only this, so everything you have to be analyze and you have to be observe the things what is happening around us. So from that, definitely you can learn this physical science. Okay, then now we are going to entering our lesson acid, bases and salts. See, I think all of you learn a few basic things or the introduction for these acid and bases in previous classes, especially in 7th class. There you learned a few basic things about acid and bases. See here, in this lesson, we are going to discuss the properties, the reactions, and the uses in daily life of the acid, bases, and salts. Clear? First of all, let me start with indicators. What are indicators? Indicators are what we call detectors. See, what are these indicators? Indicators are used to identify whether the given solution is a acidic solution or a basic solution. In order to find the acidity or basicity of given solution, we are going to use indicators or detectors. We have two types of indicators, natural indicators and synthetic indicators. What are actually indicators? What are indicators? See, we have two types of indicators like natural indicators and synthetic indicators. The indicators like litmus, extraction of red cabbage, turmeric solution. Is it clear? So these are the few colors of color petals of the flowers. Generally, these are natural indicators. Next, synthetic indicators are phenolphthalein and methane orange. Methyl orange. See, most of the cases, in order to test the acidity or basicity of the given solution, we are going to use litmus. What is litmus? Litmus is a dye solution which is extracted from the color petals of the sunflowers like hydrogynia, petunia and geranium. Is it clear? Then next we have synthetic indicators like methyl orange and phenolphthalein. So by using this also we can identify whether the given solution is a acidic solution or a basic solution. Clear? So that is regarding indicators. And the next one is chemical properties of acid and bases. The next topic is chemical properties of acid and bases. For example, in order to see the chemical properties of acid and bases, first of all, we have to take the indicators like methyl orange and phenolphthalein, and we have to take acid and bases. If you can add same acid to the methyl orange and phenolphthalein, definitely we can observe there is a change in color. For example, if you add an acid to the phenolphthalein, then we cannot observe any color, colorless. If you add to the methyl orange, then we may observe red color. The solution of methyl orange is turns into red color. Is it clear? Next, if you can add any base to this phenolphthalein, then it will be turns into pink color. If you add to the methyl orange, no, then the solution will be turns into yellow color. See, in exam they may ask question like this: how do you change the methyl orange into yellow color? How can we change? By adding any basic solutions, we can change the methyl orange into yellow color. Is it clear? So like that, Nana. Next one is olfactory indicators. Next one is olfactory indicators. What are olfactory indicators? You know, some substances they may lose odor whenever if you add to acid or basic. Such kind of indicators what we call olfactory indicators. We can observe in daily life like onion, essence of vanilla, clove oil. Generally these can be act as a olfactory indicators, especially whenever if you can add these indicators to the acidic and basic solution, no, definitely they may lose smell whenever, especially if you add to the basic solution. Is it clear? The next, the most important one is the reaction of acid and bases. What are acid and bases? So the reaction of acid and bases with metals, metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. What are the final products when an acid is react with metals, metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates? First of all, we will see the reaction of acid with metals. See, whenever if any acid is react with any metal, the final products are salt and liberates hydrogen gas. Let's see one example for this. Whenever HCl is an acid is react with a metal called zinc, then the products are salt ZnCl2 plus it liberates hydrogen gas. So whatever the acid, like if you can take HNO3 or H2SO4, whatever the acid, whatever the base, whenever an acid is react with any base, the final products are salt and we can see the liberation of hydrogen gas. Sir, how can we test this liberation of hydrogen gas? For that, we have to bring a burning matchstick near to this delivery tube. Then we may observe a pop sound. It shows that here the liberation of hydrogen gas. Liberation of hydrogen gas. So next, the reaction of acid with carbonates, metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates. Remember, whenever if any acid is react with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates, then the final products are sodium chloride, carbon dioxide and water. So let's see one equation for this one. Okay, so whenever the acid is react with metal carbonate like Na2CO3, the final products are NaCl, sodium chloride plus carbon dioxide plus H2O. Clear? Next, again with metal hydrogen carbonate like NaHCO3. Here also the products are same, NaCl plus CO2 plus H2O. NaCl plus CO2 H2O. Clear? See, listen. So whenever an acid is react with metal carbonates and metal hydrogen carbonates, the final products are sodium chloride, carbon dioxide and water. Is it clear? So not only hydrochloric acid, with any acid, the final products are sodium chloride, carbon dioxide, and water. Is it clear? The next one is a neutralization reaction. See, this is the most important reaction. Generally, see, whenever because of indigestion of the food, we may get stomach pain because of acidity. See, in order to reduce acidity, we are going to use antacid tablet. The nature of this antacid tablet is basic. What is the nature of the antacid tablet? Basic. So whenever if you can consume this antacid tablet, then after some time definitely may get relief from this acidity. So what type of reaction is going on inside the stomach whenever if you consume antacid tablet? Definitely there is a neutralization reaction takes place, Nana. Which one? A neutralization reaction takes place whenever if you consume an antacid tablet. So what is neutralization reaction? The reaction of an acid with base to form salt and water is called neutralization reaction. The reaction of an acid with base to form a salt and water is called neutralization reactions. Once you see the chemical equation for this neutralization reaction, so any acid which is react with a base to give salt and water. So this type of reactions what we called neutralization reaction. For example, if you can take any base, any acid like HCl or any base like NaOH, the final products are NaCl plus H2O. NaCl plus H2O. Is it clear? So this is about the neutralization reaction, Anna. Fine. So next one is yes. Here, generally, how can we decide whether the given solution is acidic solution or basic solution? It should be based on, by using indicators, we can find. At the same time, by using natural indicators or synthetic indicators, we can find. At the same time, how can you say the given solution is acidic or basic? It should be based on the strength of the acids and bases. Based on the ions produced in aqueous solution. You know what is meant by aqueous solutions? If you can dissolve any acid or any base in water, then it produces ions. In case if the given solution is produce H3O plus ions or H plus ions in water, then the given solution is a acidic solution. For example, if you take HCl, if you take HCl, whenever if you can dissolve this HCl nothing but acid in water, then it produces H3O plus and the Cl minus ion. See, whenever if you can dissolve any solution in water, then in case if it produces H3O plus or H plus ions in water, then the given solution is a acidic solution. If you can dissolve any solution in water, then it produces OH minus ions, then the given solution is a basic solution. For example, if you can take any base, if you can take NaOH, sodium hydroxide, and if you can dissolve in water, it can be dissociates into Na plus and OH minus. Na plus OH minus. If you can take potassium hydroxide, KaOH, if you can dissolve in water, then it can be dissociates into K plus OH minus. If you can take magnesium hydroxide, generally what we call milk of magnesia. Magnesium hydroxide, if you can dissolve in water, then it can be dissociates into Mg2 plus 2OH minus. See, whenever if you can dissolve any acid in water, then it produces H3O plus or H plus ions. If you can dissolve any base in water, then it dissociates and produces OH minus ions. Is it clear? So here the base which is dissolved in water is called alkali. The base which is dissolved in water is called alkali. You know what? All the bases will not be dissolved in water. For example, if you take beryllium hydroxide, Beryllium hydroxide is not dissolved in water. It's slightly dissolved in water. Is it clear? So then how can we find the strength of acid and bases? Just now we discussed it should be based on the number of H2O plus or OH minus ions produced by the given solution. First of all, if you can take two solutions like which is acid like CH3COOH and HCl. So among these two, whenever if you can dissolve in water, no, then HCl is produce more number of H2O plus ions and CH3COOH minus produce less number of H plus ions in water. So that among these two, which one is strong acid? HCl is a strong acid because it produces more number of H3O plus ions or H plus ion. CH3COOH minus produce less number of H2O plus ions, so that CH3COOH is a weak acid. Likewise, if you can test with base also. So if you can take two bases like NaOH and NH4OH, then if you can dissolve NaOH in water, then NaOH produce more number of OH minus ions, and then NH4OH, ammonium hydroxide, will produce less number of OH minus ions in water. So that NaOH is a strong base and NH4OH is a weak base. So likewise, we could find the strength of acid and bases. Is it clear? Is it clear? Right. Next one is dilution of acid and bases. As you know very well, see, whenever if you want to go, if you want to wash the bathrooms, or if you want to clean the floors, definitely we are going to use acids. So before going to use acid, definitely we are going to add acid to the water. Acid to the water, not water to the acid. You may get one doubt, sir, if you add water to the acid, then what will happen? In such conditions, the solution may be splashed over from the beaker, or because of the internal heat, the glass may be break. So the right method is adding of acid or bases to the water. So indirectly what we are doing here, simply by adding to the water, we are reducing the concentration of H2O plus or H plus ion or OH minus of the given acid and solutions. By adding to the water, what will happen? Simply we are reducing the number of H2O plus or OH minus ion of the given acid or solutions. Like that, we can make the given concentrated solutions into diluted by adding to the water. So generally, adding of acid or bases to the water is exothermic or endothermic reaction. So whenever if you add acid or bases to the water, whenever if you touch the bottom of the beaker, then you feel hot. So definitely here there is a liberation of heat energy. So definitely what type of reaction it is? Exothermic reaction. So adding of acid or bases to the water is exothermic reaction. So like that we can make the concentrated solution into diluted. The next one is pH scale. See, Sorensen, he invented the pH scale for measuring the concentration of hydrogen in a given solution. So by using this pH scale or pH paper, you could find the nature of the solutions. For example, if the pH value of the given solution is 7, then the given solution is neutral. If the pH value of the given solution is less than 7, then the given solution is acidic solution. If the pH value of the given solution is greater than 7 up to 14, then the given solution is a basic solution. See, on this pH scale or pH paper, we can find the numbers from 0 to 14. 0 to less than 7 represents acidic solutions, equal to 7 represents neutral solutions, and more than 7 to 14 represents a basic solution. See, if you can see the pH paper, then on that we can observe different types of colors. For example, I have one solution. I don't know the nature of the solutions. If you can test with the pH paper, in case if you may get green color on the pH paper, then definitely the nature of the solution is a neutral solutions. Likewise, for example, if you take one more solution, if you can test with the pH paper, in case if you may get red color on pH paper, then definitely the nature of the solution is acidic solution. If you can take one more solutions, if you can test with pH paper, in case if you may get blue color, then the nature of the solution is basic solution. So like that, we could find the pH value of the given solution by using this a pH scale or a pH paper. Who invented this? Sorensen. Is it clear? The next one is what is the role of this pH in our daily life, especially animals and plants, aquatic animals. They can withstand with a narrow pH. In case if the pH value of water is less than 5.6, then such water what we call acid rain. If the pH value of the water is less than 5.6, then it will becomes very difficult for the animal to withstand this much less than pH value of the water. So it becomes very difficult for the animals, aquatic animals, to live in water if the pH value of the water is less than 5.6. The next one is generally the tooth decay will be stopped whenever the pH value of our mouth is less than 5.5. Less than 5.5. So in order to reduce this tooth decay, we are going to brush our teeth. The nature of the toothpaste is here basic in nature. So this toothpaste can be neutralized. Generally, why did the tooth decay will starts? Because of the bacteria which is present in our mouth will start the degradation of food particles. So by that reason, the tooth decay will be stopped. So in order to reduce the tooth decay, we are going to do the brush. The nature of the toothpaste is basic in nature. So this toothpaste can be neutralized the acid which is present in our mouth, and we can reduce the tooth decay. The next most important thing is, as you know very well, so after eating the food, the digestion of the food will starts. Here, one acid helps for the digestion of the food. What is the name of that acid? Hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid helps for us for the digestion of the food. Because of indigestion, sometimes because of indigestion of the food, the production of this hydrochloric acid is more. In such condition, we will get stomach pain because of acidity. In order to get rid from this, we are going to take antacid tablet. What is the nature of this antacid tablet? Basic in nature. So whenever you can consume this antacid tablet, then it can be neutralized the acid which is present in our stomach, so that definitely we will get relief after some time from this acidity. So then what type of base we are going to use in this antacid tablet? Milk of magnesia. What we call milk of magnesia. MgOH taken twice. Milk of magnesia. What happens and what reaction is going to take place whenever you consume milk of magnesia? Neutralization reaction. One see here the reaction between the acid which is present in our stomach and antacid tablet, right? So MgOH taken twice plus HCl. This acid is present in our stomach. Whenever we consume antacid tablet, in that milk of magnesia is present. So this milk of magnesia is react with acid and produce magnesium chloride, a salt, and it produces water. So because of that, we may get relief from this acidity. Clear? The next one is, as you know very well, all the plants will not grow in all the soils. It based on the pH value of the soil. Based on pH value of the soil. So we have to test the pH value of the soil. From that, the scientist or the scientist will recommend the farmers to go for such a crop in their field by finding the pH value of their soil. Is it clear? Next one is here. The next topic is family of salts. Yes, as you know very well, where we are getting these salts? In neutralization reaction. Whatever the acid base, the reaction between acid and base will produce and salt and water. So we are getting salts by the reaction of neutralization. So we have different families of salts like sodium family, sulfate family, carbonate family, chloride family. Carbonate family, sodium family, sulfate family, and carbonate family. Likewise, we have different types of salts, and these salts also we can divide them into either acidic salts or basic salts or neutral salts. For example, if you take sodium chloride, The pH value of the sodium chloride is 7. So the sodium chloride will comes under a neutral salt. If you can take a sodium carbonate, Na2CO3 and sodium hydrogen carbonate, their pH value is more than 7. So generally this will comes under basic salts. If you can take copper sulfate, CuSO4, the pH value of this copper sulfate, this is salt, the pH value of this copper sulfate is less than 7. So this is comes under acidic salts. So here the most important salt is there, sodium chloride. So from this sodium chloride we are going to get the most important chemicals like bleaching powder, washing soda, baking soda, and finally plaster of next one is sodium carbonate or washing soda. Is it clear? See, we discuss up to here family of salts. So we will discuss the remaining things in next video. Once again, I remind you to join the online classes. Thanks for learning.